Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, the Suns are another one of these, very balanced, efficient teams. What do you see from them on both ends of the floor that make them such a challenge?
Well, offensively, it's obviously, they have many ways to create shots, and then they have a ton of shooting on the floor, and they also, I think, Monty does a great job with it. They can play 5 out, with their centers that are smaller and more skilled, or they can play 4 out, 1 in, with Ayton, who has a real role game. So they can put pressure on your defense in a lot of ways. At the other end, again, they have different ways to play, particularly Crowder. I think the Crowder piece, as he's done with a lot of other teams that he's been on, he gives you great flexibility in terms of pick and roll and dribble handoff schemes, and that he can switch, but he can also do normal coverages, and there aren't a lot of guys who can do that.
Dwayne Rankin, Arizona Republic.
Yeah, Coach, I'm going to go off the grid a little bit. Wanted to ask you about film study, and the reason I'm asking is because, obviously guys on the bench, they have to wear masks, and the priority on that. Do you guys have to wear masks during the film session?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. And I think the mass at the league, has helped a lot. I had trouble early with just trying to find mass that the players could understand me with.
Right.
And so the league, as you've seen, everybody's wearing the same mask now, and I think it's made it a lot easier to communicate.
And just a follow, talking with several players and coaches strictly about film study and how they feel like it's more important this year than maybe in other years because of the lack, if any, practice time at all. Do you sense that, or do you agree with that assessment, or do you see it differently?
Oh, 100%. I think it's become more and more, like you said, there's limited ways that you can get better. And, we're doing more now, just teaching segments, just reviewing things, taking 10, 12, 15 minutes and doing pick and roll coverage, or, some aspect of offense. But, I think the film I totally agree with what you're saying. It's a huge part, or, maybe in some ways the easiest way to get better if guys will buy into it.
Thanks, Coach.
Pat Welter, Sports.
Steve, I see that Aaron and Evan aren't on the injury report tonight, so I guess we assume that they would play. But is that true? And do the trade rumors affect how you will use them at all tonight?
Oh, they're both playing, and they're going to play normal minutes.
Aaron Goldstone, Orlando Pinstripe Post.
Coach, you were able to see in the bubble, how Phoenix played last year, and now, of course, they've added Chris Paul and taken their play to another level. He recently passed 10,000 career assists. How much respect do you have, not for just what he's done in Phoenix, but just what he's done over his career?
Oh, incredible player. The first thing I always think of with him is A1 competitor. Just, every dribble, offense, defense, gamemanship, natural leader. But just, Bill Parcells once said, there's nothing more important than a guy who will compete with his own without the aid of any coach. And when you watch Chris Paul play, that's what I would think that he would be. He's, his leadership, toughness, but again, competitive spirit is, to me, second to none.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, we saw that Chasen and Mo will be available tonight. How are they progressing, and how will you start tonight?
We'll start. Yeah, they're both good. They're not 100%, but if we needed them, I think they could both play a little bit. I think by Friday they'll both be fine. And so we'll start the same way we did last night. MCW, Evan, AG, Chief, and Vooch.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
I think a few days have passed since I asked you this last. Have you got any additional idea about when Cole will start to ramp up his basketball activities?
Yeah, he's able to be on the court more now. He can't do any contact, and he still has to, he's still not just totally, the rib isn't totally healed. So he'll have to do another MRI before he's ready for contact, but he is able to do like workout with the ball, shooting, ball handling, things on the court that he wasn't able to do a week ago.
Christos Saltis, Sport DNA.
Hello, coach. Hope you are doing well. How important for you as a team is to sustain the second half effort of last night's game tonight? And what impressed you most on Suns' game last night against the Heat?
Well, I think, again, in terms of the Suns game, I think balanced play. If you watch them, they played really a terrific all-around game. Their defense was really good. They scored 110 points on the road against a good defensive team. And you can tell they're playing at an incredibly high level right now, Phoenix. And in terms of our game last night, what I liked was we got off to such a slow start and against a good, again, a balanced team. And, if you're watching this morning, we had, 3 good quarters of basketball. And, we gave ourselves a chance here. We just, we didn't execute the way we needed to defensively in the last 3 or 4 minutes. But, we had fought our way back into the game. So there were things that, we talked about today that hopefully we can build on.
Alex Fleming, Florida Sun.
They were 19-63 last year. Now with the addition of Chris Paul, they're a winning team, number 2 in the Western Conference. Do you attribute Phoenix's success to the addition of Chris Paul or Monty Williams coaching?
Well, I think it's a combination. I think Crowder makes a big difference. I think Ayton's a year older. Bridges is a year older. Saric is more comfortable, obviously, in what they're doing. And Monty does a great job. I mean, look, Chris Paul's a difference maker. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the great point guards of our time. And whenever you add someone like that to your team, he's going to make a significant difference.
Any final questions? Thank you, everybody.